Wailea Beach Resort might be one of the most interesting hotels on Maui. Today we're going to look at one of the rooms, food options, amenities, and everything you need to know before booking. Big favor before we dive in is to give this a thumbs up. It surprisingly helps with the algorithm, and if you're new and want to travel smarter, consider subscribing. If you're into history, this hotel has it in spades. It opened back in 1976 as the IHG Maui Intercontinental as the area's very first hotel. It then became Outrigger, which Marriott acquired and reflagged. In 2016, it finished its $100 million transformation. This included the waterslide, adult-only infinity pool, arrival lounge, and overall landscaping. In 2019, they did a minor top-off with the game space and more cabanas. Today, it stands as the region's crowd pleaser, whether you're an adult looking to relax or a kid looking to enjoy the longest waterslide in Hawaii. Welcome to the Marriott Wailea Beach Resort. This has to be one of the nicest views we've had of this day. Take a look and it's amazing. It's very much a beachfront resort compared to some of the other ones, and it's beautiful. As you can tell from down there, this is one of the prime locations, and someone's setting up, I guess, a sunset dinner right now. I'm definitely gonna enjoy the sunset later on. So out here, there are some chairs. One right over here feels like a normal beach chair. That's like the waterproof type. The one's like quick dry. Also a lawn chair over here. But yeah, just perfect view, perfect way to enjoy company with players too. If you do want to leave it open, you can, and kind of have the screen door, that way you can stop insects. The room definitely has a coastal feel to it, but it's kind of minimalist, which is nice. It's a little woody, a lot of white tones, and just works. Also a lot of cool art on the wall. One of my favorite little bits that I noticed when we got in was this lamp. So it's not just a lamp, well, what is a lamp? But you can also bring it around. TV's right over here and pretty sizable. Beds over here. Main reason we ended up doing this is because that was the best option they had that had an ocean view, and also because that way I don't have to fight someone for blankets.
Good.
What? If you are here for longer, there are going to be a bunch of drawers down here. Over here's the air conditioner and also more cool art. So this is a Hawaii. We are right over here. Testing out the chair, not bad. Not the most ergonomic, but you're not going to be hunched over. May these lays always encompass you with aloha. Over here is the refreshment station, and it's an espresso machine. It is a smaller pods rather than the big ones though. Also some tea from Taylor's. Right down here is the mini fridge, and there are 2 bottles of water. So these are PAF waters, and all the resorts over here have it, and they kind of have their own little co-branding version of it. So this is their version. Compare this to the Grand Wailea over here. Oh, this one's tinted already. So initially when we got here, I didn't know where the closet was, and I kind of just defaulted assuming that there wasn't one. But Mandy found it, so right over here. These are the robes, and a little stiff, but looks nice. I really like the accent light though, and also the artwork on the wall, even though it's just a closet. Just feels like a really nice touch and matches the whole beach tone. Also iron and ironing board in here as well. One thing to note is that you can only access either the bathroom or the closet at a time. I guess you can kind of leave it like half open like this, but it is the same door. So if you have it fully open, then you can't go into the restroom, which is right over here. You have a giant mirror, some accented light, and also the sink. Vanity kit, shower cap, body cream, which looks like it's white labeled for Wailea, and also fancy cleansing bar, so soap bar. Coconut mango, smells like a fancy hotel. Interesting. So some cups. I think that's intentional. Ah, yeah. So no glass cups. These ones instead. It's like a hair dryer and just a bunch of towels down here. This is the bathroom, and of the rest of the room, it's probably the saddest room. So looks a bit more outdated. Looks like kind of an old school Marriott one. Interesting. So you do have a pretty intense setup. It's like the normal one, but it's pretty big, and also it attaches into the speaker system. I don't think I've seen that before. It is a bit shorter, so even for me, I think it's actually kind of near almost the maximum height. Like I'm at the height limit of it. If you're like 6'6", you're gonna be like up here, so that's interesting. And I think if you're like 6'9", you're probably bending down, or you're just touching the top. Full palm touches without me doing anything. And there's still room. Like one nice touch though is going to be the drying line if you want to dry off some of your clothes. It is a shower tub combination, and it is marble too, so pretty nice. Also, we are right over here, and one of the 5 rooms that are facing directly to the ocean. We're in 2322, so building 2 and room 322. In terms of booking, you have a few options. It mostly depends on what tools you have and how you want to use them. If you're paying out of pocket, I'd shop around for prices. For example, check VIP booking portals like the one on Cardonomics. Since it's a Marriott, we're looking for Luminous, which is their secret travel advisor's rates.
The main draw being upgraded rooms, daily breakfast for two, $100 credit per stay, welcome amenity, and on-property ambassador. Prices are definitely not cheap, but it is the all-in number. So after taxes and the $57 resort fee. Compared to Marriott, which looks cheaper off the bat, but with taxes and fees, ends up actually being more expensive. Obviously depends on dates, but in this case, Luminous saves you $60 and gets you breakfast, $100 credit, and other perks. If you want to check out the portal, I'll leave a link down below. Secret password for this quarter is perks. If you want to stay informed on the password moving forward and good deals, subscribe to AskSebby.com/newsletter. If you're on team points, it can still make sense even though it's not obvious. The main reason being that the prices are before taxes, and once you add that in, you're often at 0.8 to 1 cent per point. If you go during super peak like Christmas or New Year's, then you're getting amazing value since it would otherwise cost close to $2,000 all in. This is still a standard room, but the market rate is just expensive due to timing. On that note, if you want to learn about cards to get elite status or points, we have links on the website AskSebby.com and also down below in the description box. Make sure the links are competitive, but otherwise it's a huge way to support the channel, so thank you in advance. Let's talk about the property itself. It sits on 22 oceanfront acres, and it's one of the few spots where you can walk directly to two major beaches since it's right on the coastal boardwalk. This is pretty great whether you like feeling sand between your toes or you want a turtle spot while snorkeling. If you prefer a more controlled environment, you have 5 different pool zones, including the adult-only infinity pool, a more chill family pool, and the Nalu adventure pool with the longest resort water slide in Hawaii. Whether you're traveling with kids or a kid at heart, it's a solid win. Even after riding down the slide a few times, it's still pretty fun and worth the jog up 6 stories of stairs. Outside of water activities, there's a lot of other amenities. This includes the outside area with swings, lawn games like cornhole, and oversized chess. There's also a dedicated game space arcade which has a ton of free-to-play games, everything from vintage classics like Pac-Man and Space Invaders to foosball, billiards, and even shuffleboard. I was never great at skee ball, so it was weirdly fun to practice for free. There's also a mini movie theater lounge with beanbags, and they do 2 daily screenings with family-friendly movies. They also include free popcorn, which was surprisingly good. If you're looking for more adult features, there's a fancy spa, fire pits throughout, and tons of rentable cabanas. The sunsets on this property, especially by the infinity pool, are magical. One of the more picture-perfect moments from the trip and definitely a core memory that I'm happy to share. In terms of dining, there's Kappa Bar and Grill by the pool, a grab-and-go marketplace, and a nightly Te Ao Moana Luau that I've heard great things about. The flagship restaurant on property though is Humbl Market Kitchen by Roy Yamaguchi. Chef Yamaguchi is one of Hawaii's most influential chefs who put Hawaiian cuisine on the national map in the 1990s. In 1993, he became the first Hawaii-based chef to win a James Beard Award. Humbl Market Kitchen is his heritage restaurant where he tries to tell his family story on a plate. The menu threads together the Japanese, Filipino, Chinese, and Hawaiian dishes Roy's dad cooked at home, essentially the culinary melting pot he helped formalize as the area's cuisine.
Right for dinner, I ended up getting the chicken and waffles, so it is a mochi waffle and then fried chicken on top. Portions are pretty massive, almost looks like half a chicken. Let's try the waffle. Pretty good and bouncy and not too heavy. Chicken, good crisp and pretty tasty. Flavor-wise, it is a bit strong, so if you don't want something in your face, then probably skip this dish. It's not the spiciest, but there is still a kick. Also, I'd recommend asking for extra chili on the side, a honey chili crisp. That's a bit more unique than the one that's normally on it. On the side of it, there's also kimchi as well as daikon as a palate cleanse. I kind of wish there was a bit more, so like maybe its own little cup worth rather than just 3 or 4. Overall, good dish, but at a bit of a premium. I kind of wish it was like 36. Okay, let's try Mandy's. She ended up getting the short rib. 3 pieces, come with some veggies, cauliflower as well as broccoli, and also some mash on the side. Starting with the mash. Really good. Buttery, smooth, delicious. Really good mash. Cauliflower. Interesting. A little bit more acidic, different than what I expected, but still good. And finally, short rib. Really good flavors, perfectly cooked, and yeah, delicious. I think of these 2 dishes, Mandy made the better choice. I think hers is a bit better. Fried chicken one is good, but I think it is a bit on the simple end compared to the flavors on the side. Like that one is a punch to the face. I love spicy. I love fried chicken, but I don't know, it just feels very singular. This one feels more complex. Just my thoughts though. Which one did you like better, Mandy?
I like mine better. Both have really strong flavors.
I feel like yours is a lot more subtle. Yours is like pretty normal, other than the veggies. The veggies are...
Maybe I ate all the sauce on top and didn't mix it in.
Okay, yeah, the pieces I had were pretty like subtle, normal beefy flavors. Yeah, I feel like if the chicken dish had a bit more complexity, like not just one flavor going, it would be a bit better. Still good, I'm gonna finish it. I'm not gonna waste food. Finishing it up, we have dessert. That's really good. It's a panna cotta base with a fruit jelly on top. Oh, super light too, not too sweet. Really good, coconut flavors really came out. Good morning. So I didn't realize the continental breakfast wasn't at the sit-down restaurant. It's actually going to be either a fruit cup or a pastry, and also a coffee, including specialty options at either Starbucks or Whale's Tail. So Whale's Tail is their bar option. You also can only go to one of these and not both per day. I guess that's good for convenience, but yeah, not really what I thought, and might not be what you thought either going into it. For breakfast, we ended up going to Whale Tail, which is their poolside option, and we got pastries as well as fruit and also coffee. This one's unrelated, but I got it last night and put it in the fridge and also do a taste test now as well. So I already ate half the pastry, and then I kind of realized I had to film this, or I probably should film this, but it was okay. Pretty normal. I do like that it's lighter though than a lot of other ones that are either really dense and or really sweet. This is their coffee muffin. Hey. There's a bird here. You need to leave. Sir? Thank you. Let's try the muffin. Pretty normal muffin, but it works. Just a standard fruit cup, not the sweetest, but also not like the bad pieces necessarily. What I'm excited for though is going to be the sago. Pretty light and delicate, great coconut flavor. I was initially worried it'd be a bit artificial, but it's not. One thumb up.
Wailea Beach Resort is the most central piece of the Wailea puzzle. Along with beach access, it's also the closest resort to the main mall, the shops at Wailea. You're a 3 to 5 minute walk from more than 70 plus stores and restaurants. This is an outdoor mall open from 11 a.m. to 9 p.m. with options ranging from affordable to premium. On the affordable end, you have shops for smoothies, ice cream, and also shaved ice. Also souvenirs like cookies, which are weirdly addicting. Also probably way more calories than I realized. You also have stores like Lululemon that have limited edition collections just for Hawaii. On the top end, you have premium brands like LV, Tiffany, and Prada. Pro tip, but a lot of brands have Hawaii under the Pacific region for pricing purposes. Depends on brand obviously, but the Pacific Asia MSRP is usually 10 to 20% cheaper than the North American MSRP. Sales tax is also pretty reasonable at 4.712% compared to the 8.625% we have in San Francisco. Even if you're not shopping though, it's fun to walk around and just enjoy the vibes, especially in the afternoon when there's live music. Towards the back, there's island gourmet markets. Imagine Whole Foods meets Trader Joe's meets 7-Eleven. So definitely more upscale, but also a lot of private label snacks and to-go items. If you're staying at a nearby resort, this is a great way to stock up on snacks for a fraction of the price. If you drink, this could easily save you from $25 cocktails or $15 beers. Our favorite part though was the ready-to-eat meals, especially the fresh poke. They have daily trays of ahi yellowfin tuna and usually a few marinades like Hawaiian, shoyu, spicy mayo, and oyster sauce. Other options like salmon, hamachi, scallop, and shrimp rotate depending on season. Pro tip, come during lunch since that's going to give you the widest selection. You can also ask for a few samples to figure out which ones you want for your bowl. For most bowls, you're looking at about $15 to $18, which feels pretty fair to me given the quality and quantity. The staff are also super friendly and nice and good people.
Alrighty, it's lunchtime, and we ended up going to Gourmet Island's grocery store in order to try their poke. Also their spam musui. Really dense and filling, so if you are looking for something a bit cheaper, then that's a good option and faster. Spam's pretty tasty, but yeah, a bit too much rice for me. Also got the shrimp. Some of the best, freshest, tastiest garlic shrimp I've had. I'd say that this is a 10 out of 10, S tier. If you're not allergic to shrimp, then get it. Mandy did a build your own poke bowl with salmon as well as tuna. Also some imitation crab on top. Pretty good, lots of different flavors, and works if you want those extra toppings. Last up, I did dealer's choice, which is what they recommended, which is going to be 2 of the sauced tunas. Really good, and I don't think you can go wrong. Just pick the fishes you like. Super tasty, and I don't think you need to do to build your own, just because they already have sauce for some of them. In case you're curious about price, the spam was $4.30, shrimp on the side was $15.99 per pound, and we got half a pound, so about $8.39. Mandy's Build Your Own bowl was $18.99. Mine was $16.99, so $2 extra for sauce and extra toppings. Can't really go wrong though, especially given the other prices, and I would argue that the food quality here is actually better than some other options, so that says a lot. Even though it's a grocery store, food quality is amazing. I would recommend coming towards lunchtime though, because that's going to be the freshest, but depends on when you're hungry.
4 hours later.
We usually try to avoid repeating meals, especially when traveling, since there's so many places to eat. This was an exception because it was really good and also comparably affordable. Less of a selection after lunch, but still a lot of good picks.
Alrighty, for dinner we're back again because it was pretty good. First up we have the shrimp. Still good, but definitely better at lunch. I ended up getting another kind of dealer's choice bowl, but this time with a few different items. Still ahi, just different flavors. The wasabi mayo dressing is really good. Ginger's also really good. Wow. So it's diced up instead of just a few slices like normal. So again, I kind of just had a dealer's choice. Whatever she liked, I went with it because I feel like people who are making the food know it better than I do. And it's really good. Yeah, the diced ginger, surprisingly tasty. It's definitely fresher during lunchtime rather than 6 p.m., but it still works. It still hits. Last up, we have dessert. It's going to be a ube pie, and it is more of a pudding style. You got a pie crust and kind of jelly, ube, and coconut. Pretty good, a bit lighter than some other ones, which is nice because it's not too strong. I do think the $20 ones tasted a bit better, but this works. It scratches the itch for a fourth of the price. Okay, gonna finish this up and enjoy sunset.
One of the clutch features of the hotel is the arrival and departures lounge. If your flight doesn't line up with the standard check-in and check-out times, you can access this lounge. For us, even though we checked out, we were able to leave our luggage with their team, enjoy the pools and water slides, and then shower and then spin dry the swimwear. It's a pretty bare bones lounge with air conditioning, TVs, and printers, but the showers were the key perk. We had a late night flight back to San Francisco, and I'd rather not be covered in chlorine or salt for that long. Overall, whether you're here on points, cash, or through a program like Luminous, the property strikes a really good balance. It's not trying to compete with the Four Seasons in terms of ultra luxury, but it doesn't need to. It's updated, polished, and super functional, especially if you're traveling as a couple or with kids. You're getting oceanfront access, one of the best pool setups in Hawaii, and a location that's walkable to beaches, the mall, and restaurants. Add in the water slides, the game space, and the arrival lounge, and it ends up feeling like one of the most complete resorts on the island. It's not the cheapest, but when you factor in the quality, perks, and location, it's easy to see why a lot of people come back here year after year. If you're looking for Luminous and other VIP rates, I'll link to that down below. Again, if you want to learn about cards, we have links on the website asksebby.com and also down below in the description box. Make sure the links are competitive, and thank you in advance. If you made it to this point, leave a fish emoji in the comments down below, and I'll try to heart it and respond. 3 questions for you. What are your thoughts on the resort? How would you book it, points or cash? Also, which hotel should we check out for our next Hawaii trip? Let me know and everyone else know in the comments down below. Big favor thumbs up, share this, but hope you liked it. See you on the road.